What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of First Eps. We're back doing the Zoomer. You know,
we're on the Zoom boom.
We're apart, but we needed to get together to bring this episode to you. This week, we're talking about the new Netflix series Midnight Mass, and we're going to talk all about the first episode. So let's do it. My name is Eric,
and I am Saint Keith.
St. Keith, and this is First Eps.
First Eps.
All right, everybody, we are here bringing you another episode of First Eps. We're not in the backyard this week. We're not at First Ep Central, but we're doing it old school. We're doing the Zoom podcast version.
Yep.
And really excited.
Yeah,
it was funny because we talked about Midnight Mass a lot. Like, this was like when we looked forward to the most. And then like last week you're like, shit, I think I'm gonna be out of town next week.
Well, I had thought it was going to drop, on Wednesday or Thursday, and then it dropped on Friday. I'm like, ooh, that's when I'm leaving to go back to New York to hang out with my ever-loving partner.
Yeah. So we had to make it work.
We made it work.
Yeah, we went old school. And I'm glad we did, because I'm super excited to, get into October. We're getting all the spooky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really looking forward to watching this. If I had to wait like another week to watch this, it would have been hard. I've been looking forward to the show for a long time.
Yeah. Speaking of October and such, went to one of the spirits here in Manhattan just to see what kind of Halloween things were out. And
anything good?
Well, I did see a Pope costume, which I'm thinking about picking up this year. I think that could be a winner. Yeah. And then I think that Noella was telling me she should be a crusader, so that we can be a little bit of a combo, and I can send him off on missions.
Okay. Now, are you worried about blaspheming at all with these costumes?
I mean, I hadn't thought about that beforehand. Are you thinking I'll be excommunicated and my whole future is already gone with the church before I'm even part of it?
Yeah. Who knows, dude? Who knows?
I mean, it is Halloween. Anything can happen.
They're getting a lot more lenient on the gays and stuff. So I think you got it in right now. Don't blow your shot.
I'm pretty much a step away from papal crowns anyway. Whatever they. Yeah. How about you? What did you do this weekend? Papua New Guinea. Yeah, sure.
That dude, can that be your Pope name? Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. We'll put in the short list. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Good. Didn't do much this weekend. Just chilled out.
Okay.
Watched some TV. Watched a movie. Oh, we watched Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds movie. He plays like a non-playable character in a video game. It was fun. It was silly. It was nice, like silly, movie to watch.
A kids movie?
No. It was. I think it was PG-13, but it was just it was like an action movie.
Oh, okay.
Because he was set. He's like in like a Grand Theft Auto style video game.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was
kind of cool.
It was perfect for like what I wanted. Like, because I was just complaining to you that like the amount of shit that I'm watching lately that is just like tons of death and just really bumming me
dark,
out.
Twisted.
Yeah. So it was nice to watch something a little less like that.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, let's talk about this dark, twisted show that we just watched. Midnight Mass. It's the new show from Mike Flanagan. He previously did the Haunting of Hill House and then the Haunting of Bly Manor, both Netflix series that I highly recommend.
And you've watched both of those ones and really enjoyed. Obviously, you like the first Haunted of Hill House a lot.
Yep.
You like Bly Manor. You did like Bly Manor though too, right?
Yeah, it was still very good. Like, I mean, the shows are of such a high quality that even when like Bly Manor wasn't up to the quality that I had hoped, but it's still better than most horror TV shows that are out there. So it's still very, very good. And you guys are shepherding me through the Haunted of Hill House. I had not watched it before. I was interested, but
when we talked about this being announced, we started watching that, and I think we watched kind of like an episode a week or so when I come over and hang out with you guys. So I'm enjoying that a lot too. So I was excited about this for many reasons, not only because now I've been kind of brought into the haunting, world, but this mix of darkness and this island life, isolated, mixed with like religion, just sounds fascinating to me. So I was very excited about this.
Oh yeah, dude. I knew this was like right up your alley. As soon as I saw the title of it, I'm like,
yeah,
fuck, dude. this is made for Keith. All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
The first episode is called Book 1, Genesis. Right off the bat, what'd you think of that? We're getting right into it.
No, I mean, I thought it made perfect sense. It's great. It's the beginning. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah. We're just like you said, it's just getting started. So I was like, okay.
There's 7 total books, episodes. Right. So yeah, it should be cool. But the show starts us off right away with we just focused on one of those little Jesus fish.
Yeah.
And then we zoom out,
right.
And we see a car accident, a man sitting on the side of the road in cuffs, and a woman getting chest compressions, all to the dulcet tones of Neil Diamond. I thought that was great.
It did kind of make the moment surreal. So it wasn't quite as I feel.
Yeah.
As awful as it was. Because you're like listening to that music and you're like, I don't know what's happening right now, but this is like a weird fever dream.
It definitely added that to it for sure. And then we see it's our main character, Riley. Played by, I forget his name. I just call him Matt Saracen because that was his character in Friday Night Lights.
Okay, we'll call him Matt. Okay.
But yeah, and he is, he starts like praying the Our Father or something.
Yeah.
Super sad that he basically killed a woman for what turns out he was drunk driving.
Yeah, because the cop says that, or the EMT or someone says that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So he ends up, the next thing we see is in court. Next thing we see, he's in jail, and he's in his jail cell. Tries to go to sleep, and we see him. He's just like he's sleeping on his side, looking out, and he sees like the body, the corpse, like just like looking at him.
Yep.
And it's done really cool too, because it doesn't look just like there's like a body next to him or whatever, but it's taken like there's glass shards like in her like face and hair, and they reflect the police lights.
Almost like it's like, again, part of that dream of being like, is this real, is it not, is it the moment that this woman died? It was interesting. It
was a really cool choice. I like that because it really, I don't know, it just adds something to it. It's like it's like lights is glittering,
but because they kind of surround her face to almost like an outline. It was unique because at first I didn't quite know, like, what is actually going on there? And I'm like, I think it's glass, and those are the police lights reflecting, like you said. Because I don't think I got that the first time we saw him being haunted, because that continues on throughout the episode, and he gets that occasionally.
And they do zoom in more later, and you could get a better idea what it is. And then we jump 4 years later to Crockett Island, population 127 people.
Okay.
Which is, I can't even comprehend that. Like, I can't even, like, that's weird. It's just so strange to me. 127 people. That's like, I don't know. Anyways,
I know.
So, and then we meet his family. We meet this guy's family, his mom, his brother, and his father. And
his mom was like a grown-up version of Barb, if Barb had grown up and become religious.
From Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time I was watching, I was like, oh, Barb in an alternate universe. She was able to grow up. Okay.
I could totally see that. You're right. But yeah, so it's just them talking. And like, we learned 2 things. A, they love Neil Diamond. And B, they love Jesus.
Yep.
Then we follow the brother. He goes off with his 2 friends, and I think they just go buy some like weed from a dude.
But one of the guys is like the sheriff's son, right? So they were a little dubious about him because he was kind of a new guy to the area too. And and then I was starting to think, I'm like, so there's 127 people on this island. Like,
how many like kids of the same age could there be? And I mean, we meet 4 of them total.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that might be it,
I would imagine.
right? Like I feel like
how
we
many?
met
Yeah.
every single person that lives on the island on this first episode.
Well, we
Yeah,
did meet. Well, there was one that was kind of missing, which is like the big thing that comes out.
Yes. So
yeah.
then we cut to a man with this giant trunk, like
Yes.
taking it into a room, and he like raps on it. He's like boom, boom, and then the trunk like goes boom, boom back.
Yes.
And that
okay.
was it.
Thank you for confirming that for me too. That's what I thought I heard too. I'm like, did that just bounce? Did that just knock back? And well, I'm like, no, I think you just knocked on it. I was like, okay, I thought I heard a rap back.
Yeah, and that's all we saw of that. And then we go back to the kids, and they're like, it's like the middle of the night, and they're like taking a boat out to some other island.
Yes.
In order to smoke weed. And this island, I'm like, the whole time I'm like, they need to find a better place to smoke weed, because this island was terrifying. Hundreds of cats just everywhere.
Yes.
Cat shit everywhere. And like there's no lights. They have to like have a flashlight, so there's just green eyes just shooting back everywhere they look.
I have to say at this part though, I was a little disappointed here, because having seen Haunting of Hill House, I did find some of the special effects here to be a little lacking, because I could see some of those eyes that were just clearly special effects, and there was like, it was pretty transparently a special effect to me for a lot of those eyes.
They didn't take into account that the nighttime feline specialist was going to be watching this first episode and reviewing it.
There was one where the eye. Do you remember that one part where there was they thought they heard a noise and they like shined the flashlight out and it was just a pair of eyes that kind of disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Like we watched that one several times because I'm like, what am I looking at here? Is it just those eyes? But when you watch that, I watched it like 4 times. You can very easily see like the eyes kind of like that they're superimposed like After Effects, and they kind of just like look off to the side and disappear, like they just like faded out the graphic. It's weird.
That's funny. So now
it's so weird.
The part when we see like the eyes that are up high, like that was really creepy.
Around that, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You see those eyes briefly, and then there's like another cat eye that they look at that they kind of focus on. And there's those cat eyes that I watched 1,000 times.
Gotcha. Yeah. So at this part where they're like sitting there smoking weed, like all of a sudden they hear a noise.
Yes.
And like the dude shines a light, and there's cat's eyes, but they're like maybe, I don't know, 5 feet in the air. So he was like, what the, it was creepy. It was weird. I thought it was really interesting, but
that was cool. I'm sorry, but I got taken away by the other little cat eyes in the corner.
I know. Yep. I was not looking at the other little cat eyes. I was focused on the
which we're supposed to be watching.
Focus on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the whole time I'm like, how are they even enjoying this? They have to find a better place for this. There's literally cats screaming around all
and they
around
mentioned
them.
Too,
and they're like,
that,
man.
Yeah. This is the island where when it gets stormy, our bodies start coming down from, and they end up on our island. It's on my beach all the time, man. I'm like, what bodies are you talking about? I'm not going there.
I don't know. But it was such an uncomfortable, like weird place. I'm like, how are they having enjoyment? And then they're talking about how there's just literally cat shit everywhere. And I'm like, this is the worst place to go smoke weed. Your island is like they're talking later about how like there's vacant houses everywhere. Go in one of those vacant houses and just you don't have to take a boat out to Cat Shit Island. Anyway,
to Cat Shit
Island. The show moves on. We meet a bunch more people. We talk. They're talking. We meet. Who is it? The OBGYN. She's there with this woman, Erin.
Oh. Wait, is that the one with the creepy mom, the creepy lady who I always love when there's one of those. Yeah. Who kind of, we're not sure if she's going to be able to see like touched by the future because she's older, a little odd, or is she just a little demented? Yeah.
We'll see. We meet the sheriff. We meet the town drunk, a guy named Joe, and the town Karen, this woman named Beverly.
The town Karen.
She seems like a real piece of work. But
my gosh, yeah.
Every one of these like movies or shows, like they always have one of these that's like, and they're just really good. Like you just hate them right off the bat.
Yes, but then I like this because towards the end, I started feeling differently about her. I guess we'll get to that, which I thought was interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah. She's just very, very into the church. So
Yes,
it's not even
yes,
I mean, it is a fault of her. She is like just really bitchy also.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Like kind of the that prototypical, you know, very strict Catholic mom, or almost like a nun type character is who she's kind of
Yeah.
being portrayed as.
Yeah, but one with like no tact and just like it's just like
Just
really
yeah.
passive
This is the way it is.
aggressive and like bitchy.
Yeah, yeah. Although I do like the little cloak she had on in the beginning when she was waiting for the father to come off the boat.
Yeah.
I thought we were back in Ireland or something for some reason.
That's funny. Yeah, and then they were talking about this big storm that's coming in. And that was a big focus, town meeting, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but we're going to go to the school. We've just rebuilt the school. And then that
Mhm.
woman, Karen, mentions like,
Yeah,
oh
we go to
no,
church.
Sheriff.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe because you're Muslim, you don't realize we go to the church.
Yeah.
There's like the subtext. It was a little heavy-handed, that part, I thought, about how, because that the sheriff is Muslim. So we're already kind of built up that, I think we're going to see like, believers against non-believers at this point. And I think the sheriff's going to be kind of our point of reason as the show progresses, because it seems like this whole like thing with the Catholic priests and stuff is gonna hit something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I mean, they definitely focused on his religion as well. I mean,
yep,
religion is a huge part of all these people's lives.
Yep,
every single person. So
yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it like that, but you're right. It's very isolated, but everybody's very connected to a god of some sort, it seems like, in this, except for maybe the younger kids. They don't seem to really care.
Exactly. But, yeah, and except for the main guy, Riley, who after prison, he came out not believing. And now this is a conversation.
His faith.
Yeah, they have at the dinner table.
Yes.
And they're joking around about how the Monsignor is always out, like walking around with his trench coat and his hat on, and he's got dementia. He's starting to lose it. He's in his 80s.
And the parents are like, no, he just needs a little help. He's the the backbone of this town, and you boys know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
they don't want to admit it.
Riley says he's like, I'm not going to church, and the family does not deal with that news well. So they were a little upset.
Yeah. You go away for involuntary manslaughter, and then you don't even pretend to be, going to church for repentance or something.
Yeah. The father says, like, your weekly, consider this part of your parole that you have to go to church every week or whatever.
That was kind of funny, actually.
And then we see Bev going to she's going to check on the Monsignor's house. She sees a light on and goes in there. And then that cuts away. We see a person standing there.
Yes.
No idea what it is, who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show a little snippet at Cat Island right after that. So we're building suspense because they show a dead cat, and then a live cat, and then something grabs the cat.
Yes.
We don't know what. It cut another cutaway. So like we're getting all these like real quick snippets of like tension type shit, and then quickly cutting away.
And a storm's coming too in general. So it's like it's all just kind of we know something's changing.
Because then that goes into the storm is now here, and we're seeing all the characters that we met and like what they're kind of dealing with. Like you said, the older woman's like screaming and freaking out.
The doctor's trying to console her.
Yeah. Actually, no, that happens after, because we've already met so we meet the new priest. Right. They
go to church.
Yep.
They go to church. Yep.
Yeah. So this is who's
we forget too. There's the mayor, his wife, and the girl in the wheelchair, their daughter. Forgot about them too.
Yep.
And they're kind of like also she's around the same age as the boys. Which I was like, I don't know if this island's gonna be very handicap accessible, but I mean, I guess she's doing okay there. So
it just looks like just dirt and sand everywhere.
I know, that's what I think too. It's like the worst possible place for a wheelchair, but they're tough people. They make it work.
One thing I did write down. So there's a part where they're like showing them all going to bed, and like they're playing that super loud like hymnal music. Do you know which part I'm talking about? Where it's just like it just kept getting louder and louder, and it's like a man singing like some sort of like church song or whatever.
Yes, I do remember this. Yeah.
That shit was like intense. Like it was like it just kept getting louder and louder. Oh, and that was the point where they show Riley going to bed and he's still seeing the body, and we get a better look at that. But yeah, just building this like weird, like it's not weird, it's just regular church music, but it's like,
but it was just against,
building.
I think, didn't it show everybody was kind of like haunted or stressed? It was almost like they was playing this music as people were kind of going through.
It was just everybody like going to bed. It was nighttime, and everybody, it was like, showing everybody's like more of everybody's life and their bedtime.
This was before that. I do remember.
They had the storm. So
then the storm hits at nighttime. Okay.
Yeah. The next day though, we go to church. We see that there's a new priest. What? Yes. No one found out about it. And it's like, you could see everybody's face. They're like, wait a minute, what? A new priest?
Where's the Monsignor? Who's this? Yeah.
So he'll be gone for a few weeks, I guess. He's sick on the mainland. And everybody was like panicked.
No, he's fine.
Yeah.
He'll be back. And the woman who is like the deacon who we talked about, the Karen, as you called her.
Bev.
She's Bev. That's Bev.
Mm-hmm. Beverly. Yeah.
Is her name really Beverly?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not Bev from Stranger Things. Now I'm all confused. Okay. Yeah.
No. I don't know who.
The mom.
You're talking about Barb from Stranger Things?
Barb. Oh my gosh. I've had too much of my cranberry whiskey right now, which is the oddest combination. Yeah. Anyway. Confession.
Dude, I was wondering what you were drinking. I was like, you're having
I just had whiskey. I didn't know what to cut it with, so I put some cranberry.
What is the church wine? I thought you were drinking
yeah. I got my Manischewitz.
Yes.
Okay.
What about her now?
I was looking at her and she didn't seem like she was concerned at all. So I was like, okay, so she must have known about this. And like she was.
Well, she met him the night previously, remember?
Right. And then I realized that that was who she saw. Yeah. Because everybody else was stunned and she was just kind of delivering, I don't know, talking up there on the podium and like kind of basically setting him up. And I was like, oh, that's weird that she didn't say anything to anybody about that, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, then because she was real smug, she's like, oh, of course I knew he was here.
Yes. That makes sense. That fits with her. Yeah.
Yeah. So we see like all the characters that we met are in church. Riley does not take communion, and his mom was like, "What?" It was such a familiar look for me. I immediately thought like when I was younger, like, and I would go to church, and like my uncle or my grandma would just like look at me like that, like,
yes,
and I'm like,
yeah. I wouldn't go up. My mom, I would tell Noelle would do the exact same thing, like,
yes. That's amazing.
I like, oh, I can't watch this. Like, just go up, just take it.
Yeah, I was like, no, not doing it.
So we didn't go up.
That's funny. Yeah. And then church lets out. Everybody's meeting the priest, and then
donuts and coffee. Although there were no donuts or coffee, but they were just all standing around in the dirt alleyway.
Yep, and also with you, peace. What did we say?
Yeah, I think it's peace be with you and also with you. But
be with you. May the
they don't do that at the end. That's during the middle of
and
this.
Also with you. And then
you usually go, you shake the priest's hand on the way out. You say hello. Yeah. Although I didn't like the fact the priest called out what's his name about not going up for communion. I thought that was a little shady, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably the only person who didn't do it. So you gotta reference the elephant in the room.
I mean, it was uncomfortable, and then he's like, Jesus likes the underrepresented or the undesirables, and I'm like, oh Lord, like this is not what he wants to hear right now. Let's just keep it on moving. I know we had to do it, but I thought it was a little heavy-handed on part of the priest. I was disappointed in the new priest for that. Yeah,
gotcha.
Just laying it out there.
All right, all right. Yeah. So he, Riley then bounces out. He walks out with that girl Erin, who we met earlier.
She's a school teacher.
Yeah. I guess they had a relationship in the past, but I loved this shot because it was probably like maybe like 3 minutes, maybe even longer, of them just walking down a road, having a conversation, and it was all one take. It was really really cool. Tons of dialogue, so it must have been difficult. I mean, they're professionals. They could remember this, but I thought that was really cool. So then I'm sure you love this part. We come back to Beverly at the church, and she
Yes.
calls out the father.
This is the part where I thought, okay, I'm like, actually, she's kind of cool because she was nervous to ask, but she asks him, like, why are you wearing? I'm like, oh, this bee knows this. She's like, why are you wearing the gold chasuble when you should be wearing a green one today? Because it's like the 8th day of, Pentecost or whatever. And that's, I don't know what it was. Yeah.
She
But
said
she basically
seventh Sunday, I think she said.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah. This is not the correct. And he's like, oh, I'm surprised you knew that.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, oh, that's interesting because she's not afraid to go up against authority when she's interested to know the answer. So I'm like, to me, that's almost like, we'll see what she does.
Yeah. And I wondered if the guy, like, so then he just says that he couldn't find the green one. But I wondered if maybe he, just didn't know there was a difference, or he's like, then I started thinking, I'm like, is he an imposter? Like, that's just trying to, like, because there's something shady about him with that big trunk and shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Absolutely. That was pretty cool. I didn't know, like, that added a sense of doubt to the whole situation.
Yeah.
It was all these little things. So the entire episode was really,
I feel like she feels that too, to be honest with you. That's what I thought was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, because they don't hear anything. They're like, this is the first they hear that their beloved Monsignor is not coming back or is sick even. So I think there's a lot of doubt. But the whole episode, it was just it was very slow paced, but it just kept adding in like little tiny layers of things, which I thought was really well done.
Yeah.
Like nothing overly done, just throughout these little tiny layers. But then we come up to the big storm, and everybody's got their windows boarded up. And this is where we see everybody kind of responding to
that's
storm.
it. Right.
The older woman freaking out, and we see Riley and his family, and he sees the man out on the beach wearing the trench coat and the hat.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he's out there. The Monsignor is out there. Yes. So he chases after him, and whoever it was just ran away. Just like,
and it's really hard to run on sand. So like that Monsignor was pretty spry. Everything was him.
And then he gets away. Next day they go out to the beach, and the entire beach.
Well, before we go to that, I just want to talk about how I do this is another part was a little bit, I was like, it just looked like, like Wizard of Oz had come through, and like they threw like some like plastic bags. Like there wasn't really to me like a big storm disaster. It was like they literally tossed out
I don't think it was a disaster. I think it's something that they deal with regularly. They all were prepared.
Well, they boarded up the windows and everything, and the only damage I saw was like a couple plastic bags in the weeds. Like, there could have been at least something knocked down.
Sure.
I know. I was a little bit. I thought there'd be more. I thought when we ran out there, the rain was sideways. We were screaming. The lady was. I thought we were gonna have more damage to the area, and it didn't seem like it was out there. There were a lot of puddles they're running through.
This is old hat for these people, dude. They don't get damage to their shit. It's quality built American Crockett
fishing
Island
bungalows
craftsmanship, dude.
Okay. All right.
So can I tell them what's all over the beach now?
You can tell them now. Yeah, okay. You can tell them now.
The beach is just littered with dead cats, dude. It was gross. And as a cat person, I was very upset.
Yes.
But that's what happens when Cat Island gets a monsoon or whatever.
That's it. So that's where we flash back in our minds. So like always said that when bodies wash up here during storms, but I don't think they ever realized there were that many bodies, or maybe even that many cats available to wash up. So something bad is going on in Cat Island. That it's being decimated its population is dropping, and they're all being washed ashore. So, and that's how it ends, right?
That's it. That's the first episode. So like I said, there's 7 episodes of this series. They're all available right now to binge at your heart's content. But before we give our review of the first episode, let's just talk about, so we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we're getting into October, Halloween, our favorite time of year.
Yep.
And we've been watching a lot more like horror stuff, and there's a ton more horror stuff coming out that I'm excited to check out. So let's just talk about some of the stuff that we've been watching, or stuff that we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
What you watched anything recently?
Recently. Oh, go ahead.
we watched recently Hell House LLC.
Yeah, we did. Yes,
That
we
was
did.
so that's an older one. That's from 2015, but it's like a
Yep.
found footage haunted house, like a haunted what do you call them? Like a
Yeah, like a haunted house that you would build for, you know, you have that neighborhood come on through.
yeah, like you
and
pay admission, you walk through
yeah,
and things jump out at
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So it's
Not
like
like a
found
real
footage.
haunted house, supposedly.
Yeah.
Found footage of these people
footage
creating a
haunted
haunted house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. It was an interesting. If you like found footage movies, like I know a lot of people don't. I, for one, very much do. Blair Witch is like one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This had a similar vibe to it, and then it had a cool little twist at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I did start watching Hell House 2 a little bit just to see on my own. I don't know. So I didn't get very far with it.
Well, you know,
so I'm just gonna let you know about that. Yeah. And there's a Hell House 3. So, but I've heard that those don't really add up or hold up to how the first one was. So,
all right. Good to know. You let me know if I should check them out.
Okay. Well,
I also recently watched Werewolves Within. Are you aware of this one? So this is based on a video game, and it's about like it's like you know, one of those things where these people are trapped in a specific area and like they can't trust everybody, and it's like who is the culprit. It was like one of those. So that one was really good. I enjoyed that one. It was more of a comedy horror thriller, but that was interesting.
I like that.
What did you just watch recently? Oh, The Innkeepers.
The Innkeepers was the movie I just watched too. Yeah. And again, both of those, the Hell House and Innkeepers, I watched because I was listening to one of the podcasts of the Night Hags. Yeah. And they had watched those. And I thought, you know, both of those sound kind of interesting to me. I love haunted houses and I love haunted inns in my mind. I've never stayed at one that I know of. But I'm like, let's check these out. Yeah. So that was a good one too. I really enjoyed that.
You liked Innkeepers? You should watch what the hell is the name of it? The House of the Dead, I think it's called. Okay. It's also by Ty West, who did The Innkeepers. And dude, it's super stylish. It's just really like really well done. It's like, I don't know, it's interesting. It's definitely check it out.
I mean, part of what I loved about The Innkeepers. Oh, go ahead.
Similar pacing of The Innkeepers, just kind of
like, I liked it.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I know you like Quentin Tarantino's films because, you know, he's really good. Like you were talking about this show too, with dialogue and kind of building up relationships with people. I thought that in The Innkeepers, the guy and the girl who are kind of the main characters had a really interesting kind of dynamic between the two of them that seemed really real. I didn't particularly like them, but it seemed real, and I enjoyed that.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
I watched. This was maybe like a month or so ago now, but Fear Street, the 3 Netflix movies. Did you watch those?
No.
Did I talk to you about them?
You have not, but I actually also listened to The Night Hags because they reviewed that one. I'm like, I don't know if I can get into this. Tell me, I want to hear your review.
Did they love them?
They loved the first one, and I don't think they liked the second one and third one as much.
Okay. See, and
tell me what you think. Yeah.
I liked all of them. So it was a trilogy. One set in 1994, one set in 1978, and one set in 1666.
Like way back, right? I think they liked the third one better. I think it was okay. Yeah.
The third one was it might have been my least favorite. It was okay. I don't know. It was strange, but the 94 one, it was really cool because it was like literally like they nailed the 90s, like everything from like the mall with Spencer's Gift and the soundtrack. Like it was perfect slice from the 90s. And then the 70s one I liked even better because that was like a perfect like homage to like Sleepaway Camp or like the Jason movies. Because it was just like a camp. It's set in a summer camp and it was like a slasher film. That was, I thought it was really
so you loved that
really
one.
Well
I feel like the Night Hags mentioned that they thought maybe that they lost some of the original ideas on that one, so they were a little disappointed. Maybe that wasn't more because I think they liked how maybe the other ones were a little more original with their thoughts, and that was more, and I like you said, an homage.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about it. That it was just very much like that. And then we just watched *Malignant* the other day.
Yeah, I watched it with you guys. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That
surprising.
That one took like. It took a minute for me to figure out if I liked it or not. And I came
Do you
down
like it?
on that I really liked it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like we talked about it in the moment. I don't know if we went into much detail, but I just thought it was so like the parts were very bad.
Yeah.
But like I think purposefully, like I think it was like intended to be kind of like again a
uber
throwback
campy.
to more campy type, and where like horror movies now don't always create characters. Like they're not looking to make the next like Chucky or Candyman or whatever.
Yeah.
This
They're
one
like normal
very
people
much,
who get attacked. Yeah.
yeah,
Whatever.
it's just ghosts or something.
Yeah.
Like this one very much are like, yo, check out this crazy idea.
Yeah.
And like make a new character.
That's true. Without giving it away, it was definitely unique. I have to say that.
Very unique and very like, yeah. So very campy. Definitely if you're into that. Like it's directed by
It's
James
scary.
Wan.
I mean, it wasn't so laughable that like I was like, okay, it took me out of it. Like there were definitely some moments where I was kind of like on the seat of my the edge of my seat,
the seat of
my
ass.
pants. Exactly.
But yeah, and it wasn't like super like scary. Like it wasn't as scary as like other horror movies are. This one was more like I don't know, more
but I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great. But yeah, James Wan, anytime he does a horror movie, like I'm all in on it, just based on The Conjuring. I mean, just those. But like he's also done, I think the Insidious movie.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the other one we just watched the other night was Old, the new M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yes,
movie.
Mentioned that one too when we talked. Yeah.
And that one I'm not going to say anything because it's better to just go in blind. But I thought that one was great. That one was like from 10 minutes into the movie, it did not stop going until the last 5 minutes of the movie. Like it was just like, I needed a break.
No catching your breath.
Yeah.
Just going through. Yeah.
So that was good. Have you watched any others?
Yeah, the only one I could think of that's come to my mind besides what we talked about is Noelle and I just binged, what was it again? Brand New cherry flavoring.
Yes, you tell me that.
Which I don't quite get. I don't know if you know the premise of that show.
No.
I don't. Okay, I don't know what that referred to, even that we just watched 8 episodes of it.
That's awesome.
I mean, but I have to say it was very stylized, very dark, had like a very 90s LA. Noelle found it really interesting because he feels like it was I found this interesting, a nice like if LA were put into a horror movie, like it would be like this movie is what LA is as a presence. Like, it's full of kind of like people. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but when you're in the industry, things kind of go bad, what you would do to stay on top. And then like the depth or no depth that people might have in it, and who can take ownership of things. It was kind of interesting.
That is interesting. Now it's set in like the 90s, right?
Yeah. I thought that the lead character, her name is Lisa Nova, did I don't know what her real name is, but did a good job. Catherine Keener's in it, and she was as like a witchy character, and she was really good.
You love Catherine Keener.
Yeah. I thought it was we went through it in 2 days. We watched it. It was good. So, and it's definitely horror. It's got some gross out scenes. Actually, the other person who was in it who I didn't even recognize, because it looks completely different, is the wellness guru that saved in 9 Perfect Strangers, the guy that saved what's her name's life. Yeah, that guy is in it, and he looks completely different.
The Asian guy?
Yes, the EMT Asian driver.
Yeah. He's from
his name is
Yeah,
I looked it up.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but he's in The Good Place, and he's
The Good Place. Yes,
yeah.
He looks different in every one of these shows. I had no idea it was him. Yeah, it's really funny.
That show's been on my list. I'm gonna have to move it up. Right now I'm watching Squid Game. Did I tell you about this one?
No. We started watching it, and then it was like it was obviously dubbed. I'm like, I can't watch this right now.
Yeah. So
tell me about it. Number one right now on Netflix.
Yeah, I started watching it with subtitles and then I switched to the dubbing and I didn't find it to be that bad. So
Okay.
I'm still watching it with the dubbing. In fact, I had it on with the subtitles and the dubbing the other day, and they were so completely different. I had to shut off the subtitles. It was so,
Interesting.
yeah, it was crazy.
That's funny. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so it's not really a horror,
Okay.
more of a thriller, but just want to talk about it. It's
Yeah.
Korean, and it's like these people get put on this game show that they have to play children's games in order to survive, to win billions of whatever, I forget what the currency is.
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah.
And it's just really well done. It's a very, very well made, well acted show. So I think I'm on episode 5.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So you really do like it then, because I feel like you guys have a lot on your list. So when you start to invest that much time into something, I know that you really enjoy it.
Yeah, I watched it like last week I was away for an overnight, and like I watched like 3 episodes that night because I was like by myself. And yeah, it's definitely good, but it's one of the reasons why I'm like trying to find something a little more lighthearted, because like they just murder people that don't do well at these children's games, and it's like, man, this is tough. And everybody's like, so all these people are there because they're like either sick or they're broke. So this is why they're there. So it's just like a bunch of just like people hard on their luck that are just playing children's games and getting murdered.
Yeah. All right. I mean, unfortunately, that bright new cherry flavor one's not going to help you out either with this.
Yeah, so. I know. So yeah, I just got to go watch Ted Lasso again.
Yeah. Or British Bake Off we were talking about earlier.
Great British show. But yeah, so now that we're into October, Halloween season, there's some other movies coming out that I'm excited to check out. Well, still on my list to watch that came out already, but I want to watch the new Candyman.
Oh,
that one looks good.
Okay.
And that Don't Breathe 2. Did you ever see Don't Breathe?
I don't think so.
It's like these people are like, they break into this blind dude's house. And and he's got like because he's like blind, he might have been like a soldier, but he's got like great hearing, so like they try not to, it's like a really tense like thing. But there's a sequel out now, and he's like, in the first one he's like the bad guy, and the second one I think he's the good guy. It's on my list to watch this October. But new stuff coming out. First thing, Halloween Kills.
Yes.
You excited for that?
Oh my god. I mean, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Did you see the newer one that came out like a year or 2 ago? It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
No, I didn't see that one.
You haven't seen that one?
I completely forgot it existed until just now.
Yeah, like you have to see that one before you see Halloween Kills.
Yes.
Because it definitely will set this up, and you'll see, and it sets up the fact that Laurie Strode is now like a badass, and she's like, she doesn't give 2 shits anymore. Yes. She wants him out.
Yeah, she's all that Activia. She's been
exactly. Pounded. The bowels are moving, and she is ready.
I was gonna say Boniva, but it's not. It's Activia.
No, Activia. Yeah. And of course, I love Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Kyle's on there too. So I can't wait to see her running around screaming.
Yeah. So we'll have to do like a double feature.
Double feature.
So that comes out October 15th, and that's in theaters and streaming on Peacock the same day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So when it comes out,
cool.
Dude, this one, when I was like looking at new shit coming out, there's a new movie called Lamb. Are you familiar with this at all?
No, is this Gwyneth Paltrow? No, wait, Gwen Stefani's clothing line?
Oh, yeah, it's all about that. The horror show that was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how quickly we forgot about what was it called? Harajuku Girls?
Yes, yeah. Ain't no holler back, girl.
Yeah, but this is it's set in Iceland, and it's Numi Rapace is in it, and it's about a woman or a couple that finds like a newborn in her farm or whatever.
Okay.
And based on the trailer, it becomes some sort of a hybrid animal baby. Dude, I don't know.
We do love our animal babies, like from the 30 coins.
30
Yeah.
coins, yeah.
I can
So
tell
I
you,
was like,
I
dude,
love Iceland. They've got some
yeah.
very strange things there. Yeah, it's a very unique country and culture. So that can be really cool.
Yeah, Iceland hybrid animal babies. I knew you were going to be in.
Yeah.
And then another one coming out this month called Antlers. I don't know much about this one. It's Carrie Russell's in it. It's produced by Benicio del Toro. That's really all I know. But that one is a horror movie coming out in October.
And you guys like del Toro quite a bit from what I remember. Like Pan's Labyrinth and everything. He's always got good stuff. Yeah.
You liked that
Crimson Peak, I like
Crimson Peak, yes.
Yeah.
That had the nice style that
I like that, as I call it, the highbrow horror. I consider that a highbrow horror piece.
Highbrow horror. And then another one coming out, and I don't know if it's really a horror, but it also comes out this month or October. Last Night in Soho. Very much looking forward to this one because it's one of my favorite directors, Edgar Wright.
Okay.
He did like Shaun of the Dead and like Scott
Pilgrim. This is Soho, London.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it's some sort of time bending like premise where it jumps between present day and the 60s. Okay. And it's with Anya Taylor-Joy. She's like the main person in it. Yeah. It looks awesome. So yeah, those are coming out this month. But other than that, like, and then there's like a bunch, Shudder always has like their lineup.
I think I might have to get Shudder. I don't know. I didn't think I was into horror, but lately I've been into it quite a bit.
No, me too, dude. But Netflix puts out some good shit. They got one coming out. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but it comes out like next. Well, they got a couple coming out. They got another like zombie thing coming out that doesn't look very good. And there's a show coming or a movie coming out like The Call is coming from in your house, I think it's called. And then
I love it.
There is a I Know What You Did Last Summer TV show coming out, which I was gonna suggest that. I think we may have to do a first episode on that.
I'm up for that. Yeah. I love it. That'd be funny.
I'm trying to think of what it was. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh, there's someone inside your house. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's the Call from Inside Your House one? Okay.
I think so. After moving to live with her grandmother in Hawaii, a teenager must confront her past after fellow students at her school are murdered by a mass killer who's also exposing their biggest secrets. The producers of Stranger Things and Conjuring universe are behind this one, so it may be worth keeping an eye out for.
Okay, cool.
So that's a Netflix one. That one comes out October 6th. But
wow, soon. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Shudder, there was just a movie called Seance that just got released on Shudder. That
yes, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Oh, here's this Antlers. Let's see. A mysterious creature escapes from its confines to wreak bloody havoc in a small Oregon town.
Oh, that does sound good great. Too. Yeah. Maybe we should do all like horror or like Halloween themed things for the month of October.
I think like
do we have enough for that?
I think there probably is as far as just new TV shows. We talked about doing that Haunted Mansion, or not Mansion, Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah, the Haunted Museum one that's at Discovery Plus. Yeah, I would watch that.
Discovery Plus, Eli Roth.
Like Zach Baggins has something to do with Ghost Adventures. Yeah.
Bilbo Baggins. Samwise Gamgees is in it.
He's in it.
But then there was that I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. Totally watch that.
And there's got to be a few more that we could do.
I mean, we can think about it. That could be kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We could make it happen because this is. So on my video game channel on Fruit Lab, all October is Eroctober, so I just play horror video games for the entire month.
See,
So
we gotta keep the trend. You already started this theme. I mean, we just got to keep it going.
I'm gonna be exhausted with all this scary shit, but it'll be totally worth it.
Yeah.
I don't like horror games. I mean, I like them. I like it a little bit in moderation. But when I'm playing it for a month, by the end of the month, dude, I'm like over it. But like, I mean, Eroctober, it just makes sense.
I think you need to.
Right?
I mean,
just based on the name.
I think your fans demand this.
They do. They do. They just want to see me play like horror VR games and crap my pants.
Oh, those are so scary. I remember you made me play what is that one with the ghost named Lisa? PT?
Oh yeah, when we played.
Oh, PT. It was terrifying.
Yeah,
you had that for your VR.
Maybe I'll put you playing some sort of VR game on this site. I think that'll be worth it.
I do it. Yeah. I'm terrified already thinking about this, but sure.
Last year, Liz played Five Nights at Freddy's on there. Are you familiar with that game?
No, it sounds terrifying.
You would love that one, dude. That one, you're a security guard. You're an overnight security guard at a place like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
And like, so you're watching the monitors.
Yeah.
Like there's cameras, and all of a sudden, like the band, like, the animatronic band, like one of them is missing. And like it comes, they're like, you keep seeing them on like security cameras throughout the place, and they're getting closer and closer to you, and you have to like keep them at bay. It's a crazy premise.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, I would watch that. Yeah. All right, I would play that one with if you want.
All right. We'll make it work. I'll put together a whole thing for October horror month. We'll do a crossover episode with your friends from the Night Hags.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. We could have put them in as our special guests and see. That would be kind of funny. Can we do 4 at a time? Or we could just have the remote in too, and we can make that work.
Exactly. It'd be a lot of just all of us just talking over one another, but it would totally be the best.
That's the point.
Yeah. That is the point.
That's a funny idea. Let me know. We'll talk about that. That's great.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But all right, I think that that covers the horror stuff coming out. Let's go back to Midnight Mass. What is your review of the first episode?
So it's funny. There wasn't a lot of energy in this episode. There was a lot of buildup and a lot of character development. I'm assuming it's because it's probably going to get into just like bam, 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 bam in the future. And they just want to take some time to breathe and like set the tone. I liked it. At this point, I definitely want to watch more, but I can't ready to binge because I wasn't as like, I thought The Haunting of Hill House, I wanted to watch the next episode right away. This one I did too, but I wasn't as, right now at this point, we haven't gotten into the atmosphere that I want. Like, I feel like we're still building into that. So if I'm only going the first episode, I have to say watch it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For me,
how about you?
For me, I'm gonna give it a binge it. I really enjoyed it. I loved the pacing of it. I thought it was, all the characters are well done, well acted. I want to see more of them.
They are well acted. Definitely.
And then like just enough like little creepy shit is happening where I'm like, so I gotta know what it was eating the cats on the island. Now, did that get maybe washed up onto the main island now? Like that we saw all the cats from it, whatever that thing was out there.
Oh, like the one with the wings that we heard kind of flapping away and everything?
Something, I don't know, but like whatever was eating the cats out there, like this thought just occurred to me. All the cats are now on the main island.
Yeah.
Did maybe that thing come with it? I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
But I don't even know if there is a thing there, or like I haven't. So that's why I want to binge it, because I have no friggin' idea what's going on. Like there's this religious aspect to it with this new priest, but like something's eating cats on an island covered in shit. I don't know. Binge it.
I definitely want to watch more of it. Yeah. And I have a feeling that as this progresses, I'm gonna be more and more just like can't turn it off.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It'll start to just snowball, I think, where it's just gonna like get crazier and crazier as it just kind of rolls towards the 7th episode finish.
Yep.
Yeah. Even then,
so I'm excited to watch more of it, but I just couldn't give it a binge. I just couldn't at this point in time because I just wasn't as in love with this episode as I was hoping I was going to be. That's why I'm saying it that.
Yes, you had very high expectations going into it.
I did. I guess I wanted just like, holy angels and like demons flying away at each other right now. Yeah. And we may have a demon on the side. I'm not really sure, but no angels yet. So we're waiting. Yeah. But I'm excited. I do want to watch more.
All right. Well, I think
one thing I wanted to ask you before we go. Were you guys looking to see if there's any kind of hidden ghosts or things in the background, like they're in the haunted Hill House? I was trying to see if I could find anything, but I didn't see much of anything.
Yeah, you're too
like
busy
cats in the background or something.
Shitty cat's eyes.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, unfortunately, especially on Cat Island. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna give it a pass. I just saw that.
Good to know. Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know if because even like I know the Bly house one, Bly Manor or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that had a few hidden things in it too. I don't know if this one does. I haven't really, I've been avoiding any news or spoilers about this. So it's a good point. It's interesting to see if maybe there's like little shit popped in like he's done in the previous stuff.
Yeah. I mean, because I was wondering if there's going to be like little like hidden like religious things kind of popped in, like a medallion, like in a scene or something, or like little. I don't know. I have no idea. But there's so much you could play with that.
I know. One of the things
we'll see.
Like I did give it some thought because it comes. I'm just realizing now, like the sign that is on the church, like all the A's are just 4s, and I was like, I wonder if that's something. Is that like some sort of a thing, or I'm like, who just doesn't have any A's? Like I can understand having like missing like 1 A, but you don't have any A's.
Yeah. I bet they're gonna I bet we'll see more about that in the future. That's a good point. I forgot about that with the numbers being some of the letters. Yeah.
It's like, where's your A's? Get your A's.
I know, right? Come on. You can't take it on the Santa Maria, whatever the hell that one ship is that comes in, the Liberty Bell.
Yeah. The old Liberty Bell. All right. That is our episode about Midnight Mass, the new Netflix horror series.
It's been getting a lot of good buzz. I have seen some. I didn't read the reviews either, but the headlines seem very praiseworthy or praise. We're happy keeping on praises. So I'm excited to see more. So watch it, guys. If you haven't watched it.
Yes. All right. So do me a favor. Go to Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review, subscribe to the show. And then after that, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, First Steps Podcast on all of those. You get all the information about upcoming episodes, streaming highlights throughout the week. Lots of quality entertainment coming out of those accounts. And then lastly, go to YouTube, go to Pop Culture Playground, subscribe there. Oh my goodness, it was like a mirror.
This is for the end. The grand reveal, the big reveal.
The big reveal.
I just see why you have this beard though. It is fun. It's very empowering, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Go Pop Culture Playground. That's our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. That's where you can get the video version of the podcast, where you could see Keith as a Viking with a beard right now. If you're listening on audio, which just terrified me. It scared me to look over and see a giant bearded Viking.
I mean, it's just like looking in the mirror, right? You're like, which screen is me now? Yeah,
exactly.
What's up, everybody? Welcome.
All right. On that note, I gotta shut this down now that he's like infringing. And I'm
Rock the Red.
Infringing on my shit.
Your copyright, your trademark beard.
Yes. Yeah. But all right. Thank you so much for listening and watching. And we will see you next week on First Steps.
Yeah. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh yeah, that's so it accentuates. That's called a limbo ring. That's really funny. Yeah, looks like it makes it more accentuated.
I don't have a limbo ring.
People find limbo rings to be very attractive, so it's funny that they do that in this.
Yeah, I would have said that based on this video right here.
That's funny.